So this is a 1989. Don't mind that one. That's a 98. That one got damaged from the side. I put a lot of work into that one. But I finally got my 1989 Nissan Maxima up and running. So right now it is idling on itself. There is smoke, or I should say exhaust leaks. However, the engine sounds quiet. It's idling on its own power, charging by the battery, receiving about 13 plus volts from the alternator. Starter works beautiful. I put a new starter on there. Right now I'm letting the engine heat up, so this is going to be circulating through the cooling system, so that way that can get that nice and cool for the engine. Put a new radiator, so new radiator, same fan. Got a new air filter on there. The other one was a little too bulky. I wanted to make it a little blue for myself. Got new hose on it for the fuel system, and then I got a filter on here for the fuel that's going to be going back to the engine, because I want to make sure that's filtrated. That way I can monitor it and replace it whenever it needs to be replaced. But yeah, it's turning real good, guys. It sounds beautiful. It's idling on its own power. The engine's not really shaking too much. But like I said, I don't know if you can see it on the camera. Let me see if I can get a different angle and see if you can see smokes. Right now it's disappearing a little bit. It could be just stuff that was burning off. There was a coolant leak earlier, but or it could be the exhaust. I'm not sure. So I might have to lift the car up a little bit more higher and check that out. But everything looks good. So the harmonic balancer is spinning. However, there is no AC. There's an AC compressor in here, but however, there is no AC whenever I purchased this car. So that's definitely going to need a rebuild and exchange with a new compressor. Or if that compressor still works on, I'm going to see if I can get some, I believe it's not 1342, however it is, let me see if I can find a specification on, oh, here we go. So the antifreeze, coolant, nope, it doesn't say. No. But however, it doesn't use the new antifreeze, not antifreeze, I'm sorry, I can't think of the name right now, excuse me. But yes, it doesn't use the new one, it uses the old one. So I gotta find one for that. And it's running pretty good. It sounds pretty good. Doesn't look like or there might be small boil. Yeah, there it goes. Okay, so it's definitely getting the air out of there. So we'll let that do its thing. Got the reservoir over here to catch the other ones just in case it overflows. But yeah, it sounds really good, guys. Sounds really good. So I'm pretty excited. So it's a Nissan 3.0 liters. You know, it's nothing nice, but however, the only reason why I got it for the 1989 because of my birth year. So I wanted to work on it, and so far it's turning out great. Next thing I got to do is I let these sit out in the weather, so I definitely got to clean that rust off again, or not again, I'm sorry, clean it off now. But I had new rotors on here. Redid the suspension. These are actually shocks from the 98 that I had over there. On the 98, I have rebuilt the whole suspension, basically. Lower control arms, inner and outer tie rods, axles. On the other one, on this one I did the same thing. So I did new axles, new lower control arms, you name it. I got new brakes that's going to go in here for the brake pads. The rear, unfortunately, is going to be drum brakes, but when I opened these up and inspected them, they look like they still had meat on them. So they look pretty good. They sound pretty good. Sound like they still have a little bit meat on them. And should be brake. I'll test them out in another. These are going to be the rims that are going to be put on it. I got new tires I gotta go pick up tomorrow and get those installed on there. I got 1 out of 4 of them that are good, but however I want new tires because these are old. Same thing on this one. So the rear has the brake drums on this one. That one sounds a little bit more yeah, I'm gonna have to investigate that one. I haven't opened this side because I checked on the other side first, but I'll test it out later. Same thing on this one. So I got smart on this side and actually covered it up to get it out from the weather. However, that didn't protect it all the way, so still moisture got in there. But later on I'm gonna probably bleed the brakes, put the brake pads on it, left passenger and driver side. So yeah, so these were the, you can see it better on this side, but I had them custom painted myself that I had on my 1989 98 Nissan Maxima. So this one right here was, unfortunately, a car pulled out in front of me and I had to swerve, and I hit the side rail. It was very, very, very scary. And my brakes that I did on them, they're, I guess, too good. So yeah, this is this was the one I used to work on. It used to look way nicer than this, but it's been out here in the weather. And I did a lot of work on this one as well. Rims, tires, suspension, rebuilt the whole the engine, not completely, probably about 85%, maybe 70%. So I just did the upper and lower gaskets, and did the head gaskets as well on this one. So I didn't get all the way into there because there's a chain on this, so the chain I didn't want to mess with. But however, that's not what this is about. That's history. But this is a 1989 Nissan Maxima, pretty good condition. So I picked this up for about $600 from a couple. They were pretty nice. Yeah, it needs trim work for sure. Mirror fell off, however I gotta glue that back on. Sounds pretty good. Still idling, so that's good. The fuel sending unit was a horrible mess. I painted it, made it look good, and I forgot to clamp down the hose, and a little black fuel came out and destroyed it. However, once I clamped it down, it's building up pressure great for the to fuel send up to the main engine up there in the front. I redid these. I should have did a video on how I did those. So it was pretty much like one of those custom ones where you get the rubber insulations and do a wire going through it or a bolt going through it, and I made sure everything was pretty good. So the tape's on there just for extra security reasons. However, they're pretty much secure and they're very, very good, so I don't want to mess with that. I'll leave that as is. Does so it's a GXE, so it does have the keypad, so I'm gonna have to find the code on there, see what the number is for that. I read that it is under the glove department, so I gotta look into that. So the interior, it's pretty okay. It does definitely look like there was a previous smoker. There might have, yeah, I think maybe the original owner was a previous smoker. However, whenever you vacuum this out, it cleans up pretty nice. It's been sitting here for months and months on end, and I had to do the window, so the passenger and the rear, the passenger and the driver's side was both semi-working. So what I had to do is I ended up having to get a new control for the windows, for the up and down. So I finally got a new control for that, and I got a new window motor for this one, because this one never went up or down after I put this new in one. But as soon as I put the new motor in there, it started working flawlessly. So that's great. Even on the passenger side, it goes down as well. So I'm gonna have to put some new dressing on there, rubber dressing. That's gonna go in between the sill and the glass, so that way it can be nice and secure. And these are the original windows, because they still have the serial number on there as well, or the VIN number I should say. But yeah, so I'm gonna keep y'all updated. I'll take some videos here and there and show y'all what it's gonna look like, what it's gonna turn out. So later on I will be painting this blue. I'm not sure if I'm gonna be doing it myself. Who am I kidding? I'm gonna do it myself. I ain't got that baller money, so I'm gonna go ahead and do it myself. And yeah, it sounds beautiful, guys. If you can see my excitement in my face, I would flip the camera around, but I don't want to scare y'all with my face. But it is beautiful and it sounds good and amazing. I love it. I'm happy.